Hi, you haven't seen much of me this year, so they've decided to let me host this video. Having been winners at Wembley in the ZDS Cup final and finishing third place last season, expectations were naturally high. During the summer of '91, Steve Coppell signed an up-and-coming defender, Chris Coleman, from Swansea for an initial fee of $275,000 and utility man Lee Sinnott from Bradford for $350,000. Phil Barber moved to Millwall and Gary Thompson and Tony Witter both went to QPR. Our season kicked off a week later than the rest of the First Division due to police recommendations concerning building work at Selhurst Park. So our first game of the season was away at Main Road against Manchester City.
Tony Coton then with the goal kick for City, long and deep inside the Palace half of the field. It's a good header away, Solarco with a touch, Thomas battling, and he did well too. Here's Andy Gray then, that's a cracking ball by Andy Gray, and Ian Wright's in a little bit of space, right-hand edge of the City area. Poynton coming across, it's a good cross back inside Thomas, and Palace take the lead. They've started the season a week late, but what a start they've made. Jeff Thomas with the header. Keith Curl then with the free kick for City. Again, it's Niall Quinn holding the ball up well and sends it wide to Poynton. Poynton to Brennan in the box. Just Brennan, now was he pulled? What's the referee given here? He's given a penalty to Manchester City and Palace can't quite believe it. Mark Brennan picks himself up to attempt to equalise from the spot, and he does. Martin went right, Brennan went straight down the middle, and it's City 1, it's Palace 1. Coton with the goal kick then, Niall Quinn underneath it, just missed his header. David White will help him out, picked up by Peter Reid, player manager Peter Reid, looking for a bit of support. He's not the paciest man in the First Division. That's a good cross though, there's White, oh! That's a smashing goal by Manchester City, stroke of half-time, they're in front, and it's David White. Solarco with a near post cross, it's just about flapped away and it'll break to the right hand side of the area, and Solarco with a cross and still in there, City still struggling to get it away. Now they have the opportunity to do so and it is cleared up towards halfway. Not a great ball though, Palace still with plenty of men forward here. It'll come out wide and Solarco's just backing away from the fullback and finds space. Solarco with a cross, and there's a header from Bright, and Mark Bright gets off the mark in 91-92, and Palace are level. Coton's goal kick long again, Quinn's header is a good one, David White, oh he's gone down, surely not, the referee has pointed to the spot again, and Jeff Thomas can't believe it. Jeff Thomas will talk to the ref, but here's Brennan, and that's 3-2 to Manchester City.
So a disappointing start to the season, the outcome of which seemed to have hinged on such a contentious penalty. Richard Shaw harshly penalised in the dying seconds, but as we know, luck evens itself out over the course of the season. 3 days later, the most memorable game of the season. In extraordinary sequence of events, 3 players were sent off, including goalkeeper Nigel Martin, which left me with the gloves on. Watch out for a class save in the last minute from John Gordon Banks-Solarco. Going in goal was probably the most nerve-wracking experience in my career.
Should be an intriguing game, this one. These two, of course, sharing Selhurst Park now, which is now ready for league action this season, and also ready for action in 91-92 is John Solarco, and that's a good deep cross by Solarco, and the header was a good one, and it was just smothered away by Sagers at the near post, and Palace with the early initiative. Free kick is curled in, and space there for Fashanu, and Wimbledon are in front, and it's John Fashanu with their first goal at Selhurst Park. They're officially away today, but they lead 1-0. Palace with a throw, and played back into space towards Andy Gray. Gray back down the line again, just probing for space in and around the Wimbledon area. Cleared away, Richard Shaw will go in with John Fashanu, and they'll both take a knock, and Fashanu holding his left thigh and is clearly in a lot of pain. Richard Shaw's down there as well. We're going to have both physios on to sort out this situation. John Fashanu is in a good deal of pain, and that's the last action we'll see from goalscorer John Fashanu tonight, and that's never a happy sight in football, is it? John Fashanu at least able to sit up. Martin with the goal kick for Palace, picked up far side of the field. Wimbledon leading by a 1-0, and again looking to probe and test the Palace rear guard, and that's not a bad ball either. And down goes Robbie Earle, and Nigel Martyn, sprinting out of his goal, is going to ask the referee to take pity, but it was a rash challenge, to say the least, by Nigel Martyn, and he's probably paid for it as well. And Robbie Earle will receive treatment. Nigel Martyn will receive treatment. Palace will have to hope he's able to resume his place in the goal, and the referee is having stern words with Nigel Martyn, and Nigel Martyn is sent off for the challenge on Robbie Earle, and Crystal Palace must play on without a goalkeeper. Well, they trail by a 0-0, and they have all sorts of problems now, and not surprisingly, they'll remonstrate with the referee. Sagers with a goal kick. They're going to shoot on sight, I would imagine, and they might well get an opportunity here if the ball can be turned back inside. Solarco struggling in net. Oh, and the header was put well wide and well over by Robbie Earle, and really, he should have done better. And it'll be a big sigh of relief from the stand-in Palace keeper, John Solarco. Gray then with the throw-in for Palace. Wright will try and get down the right, and will do it well too. That's a good cross. Sagers has dropped it. Will that count now? Did that cross the line or not? Warren Barton kicks it away. The referee has given the goal, and it will go down to Mark Bright. And really, you have to say that that was a Hans Sagers mistake, but Bright will claim it, and Palace are level. Now, Thorne will knock the free kick in long and high in well-practiced Palace fashion. It'll come in right-footed, and it'll drop like a bomb in the Wimbledon box. Here it comes, touchdown, right, oh, good save. Bright's header, and that's handball by Phelan on the line, and Terry Phelan will surely be sent off for that. Bright frustrated, Phelan is keeping his head down to the turf, but the referee will surely send off Phelan for that, and he's going to become the second player in this game to get the red card, and it's good night Terry Phelan, and it's a penalty to Crystal Palace. They'll argue about it, but Bright's header was goal-bound, no doubt about it, and Phelan clawed it off the line. And now Andy Gray with a chance from 12 yards. Shortish run-up, Gray blasts it! Palace are back in it. Great penalty from Andy Gray. Sagers never moved, and Andy Gray milks the applause of the new-looking Sainsbury's End at Selhurst Park. So, 10 men on each side, and goals for Fashanu and Gray. Palace free kick, and it's chipped in again by Gray, back post. Oh, and a good touch over the bar it was by Sagers. It was a lovely floated cross though, wasn't it, by Andy Gray. Barton with the throw-in for Wimbledon, and that's not really particularly thrusting or probing play from the Dons. Long ball downfield, and a great ball too by Andy Gray. Now, opportunities here for Palace. Wimbledon are short at the back. It's a good cross. Sagers has lost it. Barton comes back, and Wright scores for Palace, and it's 3-1. And Ian Wright will take the congratulations of his teammates, and Ian Wright is off the mark for this season. His first goal of 91-92, and it was a beauty. And Jeff Thomas, the captain, congratulates Ian Wright, and I fancy we'll see a few more of them before the season is out. Sagers then with the kick for Wimbledon. Still, Palace have yet to make this game really safe. Barton down the right-hand side, good play too, cleared away up towards halfway. Chance for a break maybe with Bright to send it wide and find McGoldrick. McGoldrick now down the right-hand side. He's got support outside him from Humphrey. Here is Humphrey, and he just twists inside. A ball into the boxes looking for Wright. Wright closed down by two, and he'll use his arms to good effect. The low cross, and and Barton within a whisker of putting it past his own goalkeeper. John Solarco in goal. He'll hope that that scenario isn't repeated too often during the course of his career, but he's doing well enough, and Palace lead 3-1. Jeff Thomas. Plenty of running for Thomas if he can just pick out the right pass. Well, that was not a pleasant challenge. It's Paul McGee, and Jeff Thomas will get up, he'll shrug off the injury, maybe won't even need the treatment, but not a nice challenge. The Palace fans are appealing for the sending off, and they'll get it too. And Wimbledon are down to 9 men. And real opportunities now for Palace to kill the game. It's 10 against 9, and this is turning into one of the most extraordinary matches that's been seen at Selhurst Park for a long, long time. Still looking for space for the cross. They'll finally get it in and off the post. And it was a free header too, and there's a chance for a break immediately for Ian Wright. And Wright will slip it through the middle. That's a good ball. Sagers will come out and he'll just get there ahead of the on-rushing Bright. In fact, it's going to be a free kick for the offside. Sagers doesn't waste any time. Wimbledon still feel that they can get something out of this game. Maybe they're right too. Paul Bowden's doing the covering. The cross is a good one, and it finds the back of the net. And suddenly it's 3-2, and with 10 men against 9, Wimbledon have come back in it. And who's to say they can't nick a point? Good header away from the corner, and Sagers is up in the box. They've got everyone, all 9 of them in the box. Great save by Solarco, my word! It looks as though he does that sort of thing week in, week out. What a save that was by John Solarco. Palace desperate to get it away now, and you can see here as the cross came in, and Sagers is up there. The header comes in. How about that? Well, Peter Shilton would be proud of that one.
The game against Sheffield United was typical of our early form, when we left it late and still came away with the 3 points.
So, United with the throw. Header away finds only Hodges, edge of the box, left foot curler. Oh, I say, Glyn Hodges, that's one of the best goals he will surely ever score. And United in front. The Blades draw first blood. Clearance away, hit his own man, and it'll break wide and maybe cause an opportunity here for Palace. Thomas's header, oh, he took it beautifully too. Well, that's how to head down, and that's how to find an equaliser, Jeff Thomas. Martin with the long goal kick, again testing Sheffield United, and here's a great opportunity for Ian Wright. It's not a penalty, no play on, Wright scores. The ball in the back of the net anyway, and Palace have taken the points right at the death.
Next away at Aston Villa, and a fine first-half performance with the classic striker's goal in the opening minutes from Ian Wright. Plenty more chances, but that's how it finished.
Good touch by Regis, equally good clearance, and Palace might just turn it to their advantage here. That's a terrific ball. Bright will test the Villa defence here. He's just inside the area. He needs support though. Finds it. McGoldrick. Good run. Good cross too. Acrobatic clearance off the bar. Wright finishes. 1-0 Palace. Wright 3 in 3 games.
So 9 points from 3 games was a great boost for us. And at Goodison Park, despite having Andy Thorne sent off for a dubious tackle on Mark Ward, we held out for a 2-2 draw.
Plenty of men forward here for Palace. One of them is Jeff Thomas, and that's a neat ball in towards Ian Wright. Wright trying to get away from Watson, and Wright in the box now. How about that? Penalty, yes. Great, from 12 yards, buries it, and Palace take the lead at Goodison. Lovely pen. Now here's Beardsley, that's a great run by Beardsley. Now Martin stuck to his line, turn in the middle, Varcheka will finish. Everton are on terms, and it's Robert Varcheka. Oh, Thorne on Ward, and Ward's making a meal of that, isn't he? The referee's going to come and talk, and well, Well, it was high, but Ward made an almighty meal of that, and Thorne's gone. Well, Mark Ward has played no small part in that red card, in my opinion. And here will come Ward, and he'll look to take on Humphrey. He'll curl it inside. Beardsley, oh, he took that well. Peter Beardsley is rejuvenated at Goodison. Now what can Palace find here? Find Mark Bright. Bright with a chip over Southall. Oh, Mark Bright took that beautifully. That's a terrific finish. Look at this. Right-footed, perfect over Southall, in off the far post.
The following week, I made my first Wembley appearance for England, but an early confrontation with the post left me struggling for fitness for the Arsenal game. This game also saw Perry Suckling return for the first time after 2 seasons' absence. Unfortunately, we crashed 4-1 to the Gunners, and another poor performance at home saw us go down again 3-2 to West Ham.
Sulako's at the post, and Sulako will turn it in, and that's a lovely free kick. Sulako benefits. Sulako again, terrific game he's having. Good deep cross as well. They're struggling at the back post. There's Wright, there's the finish.
Then came the press allegations of major race problems within the club after the much publicised Channel 4 programme starring our very own Ron Nodes. On the back of these problems came the devastating blow when Ian Wright stunned everyone by signing for Arsenal, the Oldham game having proved to be his last game in a Palace shirt.
Here come Palace once more. That's a terrific ball out to the right-hand side, and Oldham are struggling a little bit here at the back, and Palace can get men into the box. Oldham flooding back now, but there's a header, and it's in the back of the net from John Sulako. Lovely heading goal by Sulako. Now here come Oldham once more. They've got a passionate following. Shot almost got a touch on it, and it'll go in from Marshall at the back post. Now, can Palace break here? Opportunities with Oldham caught out, and oh, I say, what a finish. Could be the last one we see from Ian Wright. What a beauty. Marshall again for Oldham. He'll looking to swing it in probably. He could go all on his own though, and a deflection will take it past Suckling, and Oldham are level. Chip out to the far side, 2-2, Palace looking for some late consolation. They might get it here. Bright, oh, he took it brilliantly and took the points with it. Mark Bright buries it, and Palace have won it.
And I think he just outgrew us, to be honest. He got to the stage where he was desperately craving for the big crowds, the adulation that other clubs could give. He was reading in the papers about other clubs being interested. And Arsenal came in with a very firm offer, and we had to let that offer be known to him on the terms of his contract. And although I was sad to see him go, in a way I was happy to see him go, because you know, I think of him in many ways as sort of my player. And he's given us an awful lot. He got us first division football, obviously not by himself, but he was a prime mover in the campaign. His wholehearted football for this club was brilliant over his 4 or 5 years. He's gone, he left us after that game. I was sad to see him go, but we still got £2.5 million for him. And, you know, he certainly goes with my blessing, and I hope that he proves to everyone that he's one of the best strikers in the country, because you know, Crystal Palace will always be a part of him.
So knowing that he'd got to move quickly to fill the gap left by Ian, the boss signed Marco from Sunderland for a club record fee of £1.8 million.
Here come Rangers again. Header away is less than convincing, and Rangers can still make something of it here. Sinton's cross, Barker's in the middle, and Palace weren't quick enough, and Barker scores. Now here come Rangers again. Sinton looking to push himself into the England reckoning, of course, and goes down, and is that a penalty? It is, and Andy Sinton has won a spot kick. Wegley from the spot, and only just, but he's put it in the back of the net. 2-0 Rangers. So Palace, what can they make of this? They might wish they had Gabbiadini, but they have Bright, and he scores. Terrific goal as well. Oh, he took that beautifully, left-footed. The free kick is deflected. It might come to Collymore, and he's found the point for Palace. The substitutes come on and nicked it, and they might not need Marco.
Leeds United came to Selhurst Park for their rearranged early season fixture with an unbeaten record, which they clearly intended to keep intact. They probably would have done so had it not been for Mark Bright's goal in the dying minutes of that game. Unfortunately, this proved to be my last game of the season.
Leeds unbeaten so far, with a brand of football that they're loving up in Yorkshire, but they'll be sternly tested today at Selhurst Park. And here's Gabbiadini on his first appearance. That's not a bad cross either. There's Solarco. Oh, good save by Lukic. Had to be two. It was a very good header by Solarco, and he's maybe paid the price for it too. He's holding his knee, and they're calling for treatment. Immediately, Mark Bright took a look at John Solarco, and this looks a little bit worrying. Well, John Solarco, terrific effort at goal, and let's hope that's not too serious, but he's holding his knee and he fell awkwardly. Nigel Martin with the goal kick for Crystal Palace. Edge of the box is Collymore. Collymore cut inside. He might have a shot here. He does. Oh, and Lukic makes another very good save. And Leeds United are on the brink. Stirling with the throw. Touchdown in the box. Chapman, oh, and he couldn't finish, and he was only, what, 6-7 yards out. Martin's long goal kick, trying desperately to get it away. McAllister, Gabbiadini with a shot, and, well, £1.8 million. Batty's free kick, high into the box, headed back across, almost came to Chapman, cleared away, might be picked up. Long effort comes in, and Martin was scampering, but I think he knew it was going wide in the end. Still 0-0. Nigel Martin looking for the new boy Gabbiadini. Won't reach him. Breaks to this near side. Palace will try and build down the flank. That's a good ball. Gabbiadini running into space. A little nudge from behind will surely bring the free kick. And they might take it quickly. Gabbiadini running into the middle, looking for support. Leeds are going to make sure they can't take it too quickly. Andy Gray will chip in. There's Bright. Oh, what a fine goal by Mark Bright, and Leeds just stood and watched him, and Bright buried it with his head. Great stuff from Palace, and they're ahead. And Leeds, who have been unbeaten so far this season, find themselves behind, and it's Mark Bright, the man who's done it. Lovely, lovely goal. Bright has found a rich vein of scoring, and Leeds have paid for it today.
The eventual price we had to pay for that victory was John Solarco being injured. And when I took the video home that night and watched it, and I saw his knee bend backwards, and I feared, having seen the injury on video, I feared that his career would be over and that he would struggle to function properly, mechanically properly anyway, for the rest of his life.
It's not a bad ball into the box, not a great header away here. Here's Thomas. Woods can't hold it. Bright might get in, and Bright does, and Palace have found the back of the net at last. It's Mark Bright. Martin's goal kick. Will try and send Bright or Gabbiadini away. It's Bright! Oh, I say that's a wonderful finish from Mark Bright, and he just can't stop scoring. Straight down the middle. It's a deep corner, and Eric Young. Oh, well, the referee's given a penalty for an elbow. Mickey Gent from the spot beats Nigel Martin. 1-1. Thorne's free kick. Coventry struggling here. There's Gabbiadini. Oh, good finish from Gabbiadini. His second goal for Palace. Great stuff. And there's the man who'll stand in for John Solarco, £400,000 worth of Paul Mortimer, former Charlton player.
Probably our best performance of the season was the 2-1 victory against Liverpool, and also our first ever win at Anfield.
Liverpool will build from the back, but they're being hustled and harried out of things a little bit here, and that's a very good ball, and Grobbelaar forced to stretch, and again it was Bright getting through the middle of the Liverpool defence. It's David Burrows with a corner. The Kop will try and suck it in, as they say, and there's a header from Rush, and it was not far over the top of the crossbar either. Goal kick from Nigel Martin. Bright will try and get underneath it. Gabbiadini will chase, and he's being held back, was he, by Nicky Tanner? He certainly thought so, and he couldn't get on the end of it, and the referee gives nothing. It's Andy Gray, steps outside of David Burrows. Support comes wide again, and again it's Gabbiadini getting the better of Tanner. Good cross, and the header is straight at Grobbelaar. Look where Bright was, though, only a yard away, just in case. Gabbiadini inside. Oh, good play by Mortimer. It's Gabbiadini. Houghton will hustle and harry. He'll still get the cross in, and Grobbelaar was there. Good play by Gabbiadini, though. Rob Jones. Deflection, and it was a very good save, actually, by Nigel Martin. Palace again with the long ball. Bright heads inside. Oh, that's neatly done. Gabbiadini's gone wide. It comes to Gabbiadini. And trying to get back is Ablett. Still Gabbiadini. He'll get outside him. And now, was that a corner? He certainly thought so. Ablett runs away, so does the referee. David Burrows with the corner kick for Liverpool. There's Hussein, and Hussein has scored. It's only his second league goal, and the first came on that terrible night for Palace in the 9-0. Little test, Grobbelaar. Oh, and it'll hit the top of the crossbar. Well, did Bruce know it was going to go over? Saunders for Liverpool. Ablett coming up wide. Ablett's early cross, Rush's header, and he really should have done better. Palace still hustling Liverpool, harrying them, who are looking far from comfortable. And opportunities again here, the low cross into the box. Gabbiadini has scored! Oh my word, Gabbiadini's equalised for Palace, and that'll endear him to the Holmesdale end faithful. Look at this, he makes the run inside Ablett. Here comes the cross, and Gabbiadini's making the run now. Times it to perfection, and the little dink past Grobbelaar, and Palace are level. Gabbiadini again, he's tormenting the Liverpool defence at times. It's low across the edge of the box, it's looking for Jeff Thomas. Palace still in possession. They could pull off a famous win here, you know, and that could be a penalty. It's play on though, and covering again was Hussein, and Palace have a corner. Corner comes in near post. Oh, it's in from Thomas! Jeff Thomas could have buried the ghost of Palace's worst defeat in the First Division. Thomas's header, Grobbelaar didn't get near it. Jeff Thomas ghosting in. I don't think there was anyone near him. The little back header. Thomas, well, he got between two and planted the header perfectly. Here's Gabbiadini. This could be a famous afternoon for Crystal Palace. He stepped outside of Rob Jones. He's running at the Liverpool defence. Tremendous performance today. Header is not far wide either. And Bruce Grobbelaar is having a very uncomfortable afternoon. Ablett's first time ball. Saunders with a shot. Oh, Nigel Martyn. Well, he's earned his win bonus with that save, if Palace hold on. Martyn kicks downfield. There it is! A famous, famous afternoon for Crystal Palace. The supporters who've come up the M1 and the M6 are on their feet, and Crystal Palace have come to Anfield and they've won by 2-1.
Well, my sort of personal highlight of the season, you know, now that you have mentioned it, I think that Anfield victory was a good time for us. Everybody who was associated with that 9-0, and there aren't too many now in the team, remembers that evening. To go back and win 2-1, it was a great feeling. It was the culmination of everything. I think ourselves the hidden target to go back to Anfield and make amends, and I suppose in a way the cup victory did a little bit. It sort of blotted or erased the memory a little bit of the 9-0, but to actually go to Anfield and win was a great feeling. The bus on the way back there was probably the sweetest atmosphere we've had amongst the boys this year.
Nigel Martyn with the throw as Southampton trying to hold a back line. Gabbiadini's running down the right, and here he is, and Gabbiadini will try and take on the Southampton defence single-handed, will he? Well, he's not doing a bad job of it either. He'll get to the line here. Southampton in trouble. Here's Thomas. Goal! Jeff Thomas, 5th of the season.
Everyone who travelled away to the City Ground with us will remember the horror of the 5-1 defeat inflicted upon us by the Nottingham Forest team.
Here come Forest and Palace with plenty of men back, but that's a good cross, and here's Roy Keane, and Palace short now. Oh, and Sheringham will finish, will he? Well, did that cross the line? Yes, it did. 1-0. Don't want to be in that wall much. Here is Pearce. Oh, I say! Stuart Pearce. Sheringham, here's Charles, and here's a chance, and there's a goal. And here they come again. Oh, it's a lovely goal by Sheringham. Gray with the throw. Palace really overrun this afternoon, but there's a chance here. Might come for Thomas, and he'll scrabble it in, and Thomas gets one back. It was not the most convincing keeping you've ever seen. Eric Young helped it on, and it's Jeff Thomas, and that's Jeff Thomas's 4th in 4. Here come Forest again. Oh, beautiful pullback. Charles goes down. Is that a penalty? It is, and another nail could go in Palace's coffin. Sheringham for the hat-trick. Right-footed. Martyn saves! Pearce against the post, and the referee wants it taken again. Oh, Nigel Martyn's efforts. Sheringham for the hat-trick, yes.
Manchester United were chasing the one prize that has eluded them for so long, the Championship, and so they came to Selhurst Park hungry to win. Paul Mortimer's first goal for the club provided us with a great start, but birthday boy Ryan Giggs had other ideas and sealed a 3-1 victory for Manchester United.
Martyn with a goal kick. Great atmosphere at Selhurst, nearly 30,000 here for the visit of United, and here's Eddie McGoldrick. It's a good-looking cross, and the touch has taken it in, and Palace take the lead. And how about that from Paul Mortimer? First goal of the season. Now here's Ryan Giggs, left-footed. Oh, it's hit the bar, must be in, and it is. Giggs again. Having a tremendous afternoon, and here come United, and they take the lead, and Mark Hughes. Here come United once more. Martyn will have to get to that, and he hasn't, and it's in.
Carrow Road next, an exciting game with plenty of goals. It was an open, flowing game in which Simon Osborne scored his first goal. I, along with the rest of the fans, felt cheated after this game because we saw Eric Young sent off, and they also equalised well into injury time, and that was a bitter pill to swallow.
Free kick is in a dangerous position, and it's come off Andy Thorne, and it's in. OG Andy Thorne, 1-0. Thorne with with the long free kick again, and oh, is that another own goal? It is! Well, would you believe it? It was his knee, wasn't it, as the ball played in? I think Gabbiadini, probably with that run there, has just made him stick out a knee, and it's in the back of the net. Oh, now Martin has to stand firm, and this is going to be 2-1. Didn't he enjoy that? Gray's throw, Young with a touch, and it might come to McGoldrick, and McGoldrick has put Palace on terms. Lovely, lovely goal again. Don't they love him? 2-2. Eddie McGoldrick. Here came the throw. McGoldrick's ghosting in at the back post. Young got the touch in there. Des Bright. It's a good save, actually. And here come Palace once more. Again, getting Joy down the left flank. And that's a lovely ball now. Here's Simon Osborne. Can he finish? Yes, he can! Simon Osborne's first goal of the season. And it's 3-2 to the Eagles. Osborne with a finish really worthy of Mark Bright. He was onside and just under the keeper. Will Fox with the corner. All up there, and it was Young got a touch on it. It'll break to the near side and Fleck. It's a good cross. Is that? Oh my word, it's in! Oh, right at the death, and it's gone in. McGoldrick's header. Still opportunities here for Norwich to win the game, maybe. Young with a clearance away, and McGoldrick will clear. The referee, well, what's he given here? He's going to have a word with Eric Young, I think. He's calling Young towards him. Eric Young maybe with a word or two to say to the referee, and well, Robert Fleck is saying to the referee, cool it. Eric Young might get a red card, and he has, and Young's off. It's 3-3, Palace down to 10 men. Eric Young. Gabbiadini trying to get some joy there, and he might! Oh yes, Gabbiadini, that's a super finish, left-footed, and Gabbiadini is starting to win those fans over. Palace short at the back is Warren Barton. Oh, good finish, and Wimbledon have levelled it. Here comes Dean. That's a lovely cross. Jamie Hoyland's header, and Sheffield United are in front. Mortimer, that's nice. That's Gabbiadini, edge of the box. Inside, the shot has gone in. Oh, Gabbiadini, right-footed, 6th of the season for Palace. And that's a great finish.
So the Christmas period was not particularly memorable for us, with a 1-1 draw against Wimbledon and then a 1-1 draw against Sheffield United. But perhaps what did emerge from that Sheffield game was versatility of Eddie McGoldrick, who began as a left-back and was switched at half-time to right wing.
At the beginning of the season, you look at our forward line of Salako, Bright, Wright and McGoldrick. I think it would be fair to say that at the beginning of the year, you would have looked as Eddie being the weakest member of that distinguished clan, and that's no disrespect to him, it's just the quality of the other players around him. But I think his performances over the course of this year have been tremendous. As you say, a sweeper, and he's been top quality, he reads the game so well for somebody who can attack so brightly as a right winger. In that game, again, it was another occasion where on a Friday morning, we counted up who was fit. We had about 14 players. We didn't have a left back. So in the first half, we played Eddie as left back, and not because he was playing poorly at left back, we just had no attacking threat at all. So in the second half, we moved him to right winger, and we got a reward because of it. But it just shows his strength and the way he has improved. I think, given the extra responsibility this year with him being one of the key members of the team, he's accepted that job, and he's played really well in every position he's played.
January's league campaign saw us take 5 points from a possible 9, starting with a home win against Notts County.
Palace, mid-table, hoping to get back up into the top 5 where they were last season. Mark Bright could help them do it. Good early cross, it's gone in! And Gabbiadini sneaking in on the near post again. And well, he can't stop scoring at the moment, Marco Gabbiadini.
Then a dubious penalty decision went against us in our home encounter with Manchester City, when Eric Young was judged harshly to have fouled Niall Quinn in the box.
Corner comes in, and just away off the line, it's come off the bar. Bright, yes! And that's his 100th league goal for Palace and his first for 18 games, and the drought has come to an end. Cole with the free kick, Quinn's gone up, Young was with him, the referee's pointed to the spot, and that is Manchester City's 3rd penalty against Palace this season. Good penalty it was too, 1-1.
We again proved to be a stumbling block for title-chasing Leeds with an impressive 1-1 draw up at Ellen Road, which meant we'd taken 4 valuable points from the eventual league champions.
Andy Gray with a free kick for Palace. Leeds with plenty of men back, as you can see. He'll curl it in deep, and it's Thomas, volley. Oh, I say, Jeff Thomas, that's a terrific volley. Well, how about that? Jeff Thomas from just outside the box, and Lukic was beaten all ends up. Look at this. My word, that's a brilliant strike. Is the throw in, near post flick, Fairclough, 1-1.
That game against Leeds United was the last game Marco was to play for Palace. He was transferred the following week to Derby County for a reduced transfer fee of 1.2 million.
We signed him very, very quickly without a form check. Nobody had been to see him play. It was purely done from our memory and phoning round some people I knew whose opinions I respected. And I felt after Ian going, we needed to replace quickly. So we bought Marco, and unfortunately, I think things just didn't work out. In many ways, I would have liked Marco to have played in a full-strength Palace side, but in all the time he was here, we were always patching the team up, and Marco suffered because of that. And then out of the blue, I got a phone call from Arthur Cox wanting to buy him. So I thought it was the right thing to do. It was a gut feeling to get rid of him. I took a lot of stick. We took a lot of stick as a club. We lost a lot of money in a very short space of time.
We'd certainly hoped to achieve some success in our various cup challenges this season. However, despite battling through to the 5th round of the Rumbelows Cup, we were eventually knocked out of the competition by Nottingham Forest, who then went all the way through to the Wembley final. A very disappointing result in the 3rd round of the FA Cup also, with Leicester City beating us 1-0. And in the Zenith Data Systems Cup, we were beaten in the Southern Area semi-final by the old enemy, Chelsea. So, no trips to Wembley for the boys this season, but during those cup competitions, we did score plenty of memorable goals. Here are a few of them. We were hearing rumours around this period of a rift between the management and Andy Gray, and indeed the league game on the 1st of February against Coventry was to be Andy's last of the season for Crystal Palace. He was placed on the transfer list and eventually moved on loan to Tottenham Hotspur. But does the boss think that there's still a place for Andy here at the club?
Again, I made the decision that I would put him on the transfer list. I was hoping that he would say, well, right, you know, you've kick-started me. You know, I've not really given my all for the past couple of months, either in training or in games, and, you know, you've given me a kick up the pants, I'm going to start playing now. So the opposite happened almost. He looked upon that as a signal that I was desperate to get rid of him. And we eventually sort of parted the ways, and he's gone to Tottenham now on loan. So, you know, I'm sad to see it. I still think Andy played and will play his best football for Crystal Palace if he comes back. I think this is his sort of natural home in many ways. But, you know, that's the decision down to him and his ability and his attitude. So it's a sort of dot situation. We don't know what the future holds.
Good header out, and Palace regain possession, but Townsend slides in. Thomas does the same, and here's a break on now for McGoldrick down the right for Palace, and Chelsea short at the back. Here's a chance, White's there, and White will score! And David White has put Palace in front at Stamford Bridge. Tormenting on the left-hand side. Good cross, back in, Cascarino off the post, and again, and he'll score! Tony Cascarino, 1-1. Oh, and a bad mistake, McGoldrick, yes! Eddie McGoldrick! And Palace lead at White Hart Lane! McGoldrick the scorer!
I travelled away with the team to Old Trafford next, where Manchester United were continuing with their top-of-the-table clash with Leeds. We battled well on the day, but they were a class above us, and at this stage, were looking like championship material.
Here come United again. That's a good cross, that's Hughes, and it's in! There's McClare wide to Giggs inside, Mark Hughes!
At this point, we were 9th in the league, but that defeat Old Trafford signalled the start of 6 matches without a league win. And with the transfer deadline so near, it must have been difficult for the boss to resist dipping in and signing new players. To the management's credit, they decided to play the youngsters and resisted making any hasty signings.
Palace free kick then, and eventually he's going to take it. Comes in now, and chance for McGoldrick, chance for Bright, and he'll put it in. Mark Bright, 1-0 to Palace. Good finish. Here's Steen in the box, Young will go with him. And Steen goes down, and a penalty is given, and just caught his ankle. Pembridge from the spot for Luton. Left-footed, oh, good penalty, 1-1. Tom's free kick will be lofted high into the box, and it'll look for Bright, and it might come to McGoldrick, and it might go in, and it has, from Eddie McGoldrick. Lovely looping header. Here come Luton once more, the flick from Steen. Oh, I say, well, that could give Luton an important point. Here comes Southampton. Little flick forward, Letitia first time, good goal, Matthew Letitia, so much talent.
Fans who have supported the Palace youth team over the last few seasons will not have been too surprised by the introduction of new boys Simon Osborne and Simon Roger to the first team. Seeing these and other youngsters such as David White, Dean Gordon and Jamie Morelli making their debuts for the Eagles gave assistant manager Alan Smith particular satisfaction.
Yes, I mean, they've both done well. They've come into the side when we were struggling, and they maintained their own, Peter, so we were pleased with them. You know, both of them came in to Crystal Palace at an early age and have come through the ranks, and they deserved everything that they did. I mean, Gareth has played 33 games in the first team this season, and I think he's been outstanding. He looks now a very good midfield player. Jamie and Dean, a little bit younger and still got that bit more to do. But, you know, if they keep working and we keep pushing them, we're going to have some quite exciting prospects for next season.
By now, we were desperate for the points to revive our season. So when Liverpool came to Selhurst, we knew we had to win.
Free kick from Thorne and long, and where Liverpool don't like it, and the flick on. Grobbelaar will come. Oh, and he's lost it. And Eric Young could finish. He has, and Liverpool will look at Bruce Grobbelaar again. Eric Young has scored the goal, but look at that from the clown prince himself, Bruce Grobbelaar. Well, he fell all over the ball. Free kick straight into the wall. Liverpool with a chance to knock it back in once more with Mulby. Mulby to Rush. Rush. Oh, great save by Nigel Martyn. Good save. Good shot by Rush too. Headed forward by Mulby. Cleared long and deep inside that Liverpool half of the field, and Mark Wright is underneath it, and it might just fall for Bright. Oh, not far over, and did Grobbelaar get a touch? Corner comes in. Good from header away. Chance for Gray to knock it back in. Oh, didn't he just?
Doing the double over Liverpool, well, that certainly puts us amongst the elite. Less than 10 clubs have achieved that in the last 18 years. The Villains were our next visitors to Selhurst Park, and Ron Atkinson's side were eager to end their recent goal drought, but they didn't, and the game ended a 0-0 draw. Visiting a team facing relegation is never an easy game, and having gone 2-0 down against Notts County, it was looking pretty much like we weren't going to pick ourselves up. Then, with just minutes to go to the half-time, Chris Coleman pulled one back for us, and from then on, we never looked back.
Corner kick then to County, and their struggle against the drop, and they might get something out of that, and they have, and it was a scrappy goal, and Nigel Martyn will not be happy. And here come County again. Palace corner at the back again. Martyn could be beaten. He is, and County are 2 up. Well, the Palace defence. Young, good tackle by Eric Young. Shot cannons away to the right-hand side, and Palace just about sort themselves out on this occasion. Nigel Martyn, long goal kick. And they're getting themselves in a tangle now, County, and that could go in. It does, and it's Chris Coleman with the goal, and it's first for Palace. And the County defence really hesitating there, and Coleman just knocked it through the keeper's legs. Good battling again by Thomas, and he'll send it wide. Palace now trying to force themselves back into this game, and Coleman will knock it off, and Coleman might get another bite at it, and he'll send it wide. Bright arriving in the middle. There he is! Oh, that's a terrific finish. Mark Bright with the near post run, great finish. Here comes the cross. Bright's making his run now. He's lost the defenders, and there he is, side foot, and it's 2-2. Now, can County nick anything yet from this game? Appeals for handball, and it's given, and I think it was Andy Thorne with the hand. Nigel Martyn. Oh, great save, Nigel Martyn. What a terrific save, and what a goalkeeper he's becoming. Early cross called for, and it is provided to Mortimer. Oh, they've won it! Paul Mortimer with the header, and Palace have won it surely now. 3-2. Mortimer's touch. The cross was good, and the County defence was static. Mortimer dropped back a pace. It was a lovely header.
Since the final of the ZDS Cup, the Palace supporters seemed to relish encounters with the men from Merseyside, so it was great to grab a 2-0 home victory over Everton. Peter Beagree's goal was judged at being offside, and that was perhaps one of the few occasions where the luck actually ran our way.
Corner to be curled in, right-footed. Southall stayed on his line. The header wasn't a very good one. Young will knock it back in. The header, and Southall gets it just under the bar. A couple of appeals that he might have crossed the line, but no. Thorne's passes from this area of the field has proved so dangerous really throughout the season, and the header away is again not a particularly convincing one, and a chance for the cross. Southall came as Osborne over the top. Again though, Palace getting forward well. The cross was good and early. Southall had come and he was completely lost there. And a better finish and Palace would have been ahead. Good back flick, turned on. There's Osborne again. Southall with a very good save with his legs, and things not going the way of Simon Osborne. Good back header. Southall's just getting into position. The shot was not that well struck. Chances here maybe for Palace. There's Simon Osborne with the deep cross. The header came in from Southgate, and it's good save by Southall, scampering over. The header angled down well. Southall held it. Beagrie with a corner for Everton. Young with a header away. It'll fall straight back again to Peter Beagrie, showing his skill. Good try. Oh, and it's gone in, and the referee's called it offside. Mo Johnston, I think it was, who, well, whether he was interfering with play or not is maybe another matter, but he was standing in an offside position as this shot comes in from Beagrie. There's Johnston, three of them in fact. Still 0-0 then. Liverpool have come here and been beaten this season. Can their Merseyside neighbours Everton go the same way? As Osborne pulled it back well, and Palace are in front, and the Everton defence was nowhere. Chris Coleman with the goal. It was Osborne's pulled back. Coleman's finish 1-0 to Crystal Palace. Hesitation in the Everton defence. Southall's coming, and Simon Osborne nicks in and leaves Southall for dead, and Coleman really with a simple task. Martin with a goal kick then for Palace, leading by a 1-0. Chris Coleman, a defender turned striker, who got it. Could be a second one here. There's Bright. Oh, now is he taken from behind? Southall's grabbed the ball and the referee's pointed to the spot. And a penalty for Crystal Palace that could settle the game. There's Bright, there's the challenge, and that's a penalty. Everton may protest, but a penalty it is. And Mark Bright could here convert his 20th goal of the season. A little bit of gamesmanship maybe from Southall. Bright, short run up, he'll take it right-footed, he'll score! 2-0 Palace, 20 goals for Mark Bright. And he's really done a great job for Palace this season. And that's how to take a penalty.
It's so weird to see Ian playing in an Arsenal shirt against us. Although we lost 4-1, we weren't as bad as the score suggests. And on the day, Arsenal would have beaten anyone.
Free kick then to Palace, right in front of the North Bank. Just trying to scheme something between the three of them there. It's curled in by Gray. Might come to Coleman, he scored! Oh, it's 3 goals in 3 games for Chris Coleman. And from nowhere, they found that striker that they've been really missing all season. And Palace are in front. Here comes the free kick. It's a good knock back into the middle. Coleman's dropping back the yard. Sticks out a long left foot. And Dave Seaman well beaten. Here come Arsenal. That's a fine run. Opportunities here. The chip to the back post. It's in from Merson. Limpar with a cross. Cleared away. Campbell sends it wide. Chip over Martin. 2-1. Dixon's throw. Opportunities here maybe for Campbell. Oh, I say, what a volley. 3-1. Campbell again. It's a good cross. Merson's there, and Merson scores. It's 4.
These 2 periods saw us take 4 points from a possible 6. And a 0-0 draw against Oldham, well, perhaps not the best result. But our next fixture against bottom of the table West Ham was to bring better things.
Here come Palace again then. Here's Coleman. Done very, very well for himself the last few games, Chris Coleman. He's just run out of it there, though, by Alvin Martin, who's made a terrific comeback to this West Ham side. Neat bit of football from the Hammers there. It's Tim Breaker. They desperately need to win. Oh, it's a terrible back pass. Bright scored. And West Ham have more or less sealed their own fate there. Mark Bright with the goal. 21 in the season. Martin with a goal kick. Neat bit of play that, and the cross will come in. Miklos goal punch, Coleman will finish, and Chris Coleman, his 4th goal since he went up front, and surely now West Ham are down.
On the score sheet that day was Mark Bright. Despite having lost his partner in crime, Ian Wright, it had been Mark's most successful season for Crystal Palace. The boss has been delighted with Mark's prolific contribution.
And Mark has a terrific tunnel vision. He really does prepare probably better than any other player at the club in regards the way he thinks about the game, I suppose, and his own personal training and preparation. He gets very upset when he doesn't score. Even if we win, he doesn't score, he'll get upset. And this year again has been difficult. He's lost his partner in crime, the man who made him equally famous. So the two of them together made a very, very easily recognisable couplet. And to lose your right arm almost was a big loss to him. Ian was his friend as well as his striker, co-striker. We came in with Marco, then David come in, Chris Coleman's come in. We've had all kinds of combinations, and yet he scored his 18, 20 goals, whatever it is, which is all you can ask from any First Division striker.
At this stage of the season, the title race was boiling over, and when Sheffield Wednesday came to Selhurst needing to win with an outside chance of grabbing the title, the atmosphere was electric. The celebrations began when Paul Williams put Sheffield Wednesday ahead on 44 minutes, but Mark Bright stepped in to spoil their party in the 88th minute with a superb 25-yard lob.
Wednesday need a win here today, really, to keep the pressure up on Leeds United and Manchester United. Good early cross, good header, good goal! And they've got the lead that they needed. Just 2 minutes to play, and Bright gets away. Bright with the lob! Oh, what a goal by Mark Bright! Absolutely superb lob. What a way to finish your season in front of your home fans. Chris Woods, a spectator to the brilliance of Bright. And that is surely the end of Sheffield Wednesday's title hopes. Look at this. Bright showing pace, showing strength, and showing a finish of the top calibre right into the roof of the net. The good early ball, it's paid dividends all year for Palace. Bright's running is what it's all about there.
For the many thousands who travelled to Loftus Road for the last game of the season, it was a bit of an anticlimax, losing 1-0 to a disappointing own goal. We finished the season in 10th place, and taking everything into consideration with all that's gone this season, with injuries and transfers, we've achieved all that we set out to do, and that was to be part of the Premier League. And I'm sure in the pre-season, the gaffer's going to buy a couple of players. There's going to be players like myself and Richard Shaw coming back from injury. And there is so much optimism at the club. And I'm sure we're going to do very well next season, so be there.
Yeah, I like to think that if I sign a contract, I stick with it. You know, I've got 2 years of my contract to go. I'm going to stay for my 2 years unless something very, very extraordinary happens, and that would have to be instigated by somebody else and not me. You know, this club now is obviously a very big part of me. I was at United, I think, 9.5 years, whatever it was. And I've now been at Palace 8 full seasons. I think it's been a long and rocky road occasionally, and this season, I think, has been on a par from a difficulty point of view with my first year at Palace. So it's been a hard year, but often when you have had a very, very rocky road, everyone pulls together and you get a unique spirit which then carry you through, you know, so many other crises. And I think that's what's going to happen now. I think the younger players have come in, they've been blooded, they're looking forward to next season, even at the end of this season. I don't think I'm doing that yet, but next year I think will be a very, very promising year for everybody at the club.